so that if I catch it, it's training me to try to be a better proofreader, which I suck at. I tend to post quickly and impatiently, and then hours later go, oh shit, I got a typo. And now I can't fix it. And it's had lots of comments, and I don't
Did
want
you
to delete
realize
it.
this is a typo?
Yeah. And I know everybody generally should, understands, but it bothers me. I'm like, I don't like typos in my posts. It hurts.
Get good. Cool. Let's see where we were with the Silt versus. This is
we were winning. We won.
We did win.
Keeper does recap of all assignments. That is me. Great.
We discovered that the Silt versus were the friends we made along the way.
Our current 2 assignments are the Miraculous Clinic of the Bleeding Witness, which we have 2 questions open. Which outlawed faith poses the greatest threat, or who is secretly funding the unsanctioned work of the clinic? Those are both 4 complexity, and you have 5 clues. And there is Godfeed, as yet untouched. What is the critical? What is the secret to this facility's success, and what is its critical flaw? And why should some of these slaughterhouses stock be seized? Both complexity 6 there. Only 2 open assignments because the Institute is looming.
Sure that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Players mark new elective end of session questions or leave them the same if you like. And introduce a new assignment. There's no new assignment. Let's see. What do I have in my notes?
But a small child will be possessed by the
Yes.
Only one more time. Yeah. Let's see. We have Sir Bastion surfing down the building is what I have written down. We went to the anti-library. Oh yeah, the anti-library. Woof, boy.
Good times.
Yeah. Grover has some central government docs on the Scrivener, it says. Went to the floating market and there was a raid by the Galage police, which Sir Bastion disappeared. So that's not going to cause any problems. He said writing stuff down. Detective Knight was one of them. Talked to Salesa on the river and he's like, yeah, out of here, fuckers. This place sucks now. Bye. Then you met the eye lady in the parking lot. Oh yeah, she had some stuff going on. That's right. Which one was she? She was a martyr of the bleeding witness. That's right. She had mirrors and blades sewn into her faint pink robe, eyes stitched open, weeping crimson streams, and black gauze covering her mouth.
I don't remember her.
Yeah,
Feels like I would have.
Yeah, it seems like you should remember that. You went inside to the recovery ward where they were out of saline. It smelled bad because they weren't cleaning the wounds. They were invoicing people by taking fluids of them. You stumbled upon the one of the other cults in there, the Crimson Inkwell, in which they bled themselves dry and wrote their final books with their own blood, and then spirited the guy who wrote himself to death off to the morgue, which turned out to be a very relaxing, chill courtyard.
Did you say, what did you say about the saline?
They were out of saline, so they're just giving them IVs with water.
Oh yeah, no,
they were giving
the
them
color, right?
They were just giving them.
Or they were just giving saline,
not actual medication.
Yeah.
They were pretending it was medication.
Yeah. There's a bunch of Ren feels upset about the dreamers, giggling and sad. And Ren was trying to do something, and you talk to an angel. There's a humming everywhere. You got a little monologue from, and I think the last thing, the image we zoomed out was the guy that you brought there, the Inkwell guy, was stood up straight and then sunk slowly into the ground to join dozens of other people upright under the ground, all humming. Super normal place. no dark rictus smiles hiding behind a door or anything. Yeah, wishes. See what the conspiracy looks like. And session questions. Use our entourage a little bit more. Hope and Grover and Mort. Carl, I have written down here. Mort. And connect with the universal theme of ideology creating reality. Done.
That sounds like something I might have said.
Cool. So currently you are in the creepy courtyard. You have 5 clues, I believe, for this one. I think we were talking about theorizing about one of them this time. Either which outlawed faith poses the greatest threat, in which case you get the God Killer move, or who is secretly funding the unsanctioned work of the clinic, in which case you get the hero, not move, condition. No, God Killer move, hero condition. So that is. Yeah. Oh, and you get 2 rewards at the end of the session if you do that one. Either of those sound interesting?
Interposing something, could we quickly go over which end of sessions each of us has picked?
Good point.
Oh, yeah.
So we can be aware and set each other up for success.
Since I got none of mine last time, I just left them the same, which is give a monologue and struggle with my personal faith.
Nice.
And I've got a monologue and being vulnerable with someone.
Mhm.
So if I get both of those, I get my last faith move.
Nice.
Oh, is everybody else all kind of? Oh no, we still have some things we can set up.
I'm maxed out.
Ren is maxed
Yeah.
out, right?
I think I'm maxed out. I think I
Yeah.
need to write a move or something, but
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I do have a custom. I did write my custom journey move, but I didn't
yeah.
do all of the cool shit Peter did in his.
Yeah, Peter's was so cool. I'm gonna
That's still
do
time.
connect with local community and undermine orders.
Yeah.
I'm vulnerable and monologue.
Nice.
All right.
I think I was thinking about maxing out here. And I remember, I think in Brindlewood, we did when you wrap around again, like you get another item for your altar here. I think it maybe like if you want to either shift a point of your stats or switch one of your special abilities to a different one, if they're like you took an ability that you aren't using a lot or that you've exhausted, Sebastian, you can switch one.
I like that.
Yeah, so we'll try
Or
that.
more companions.
Yeah, more companions. Let's get everyone. Once everyone gets a companion, y'all can retire.
The
And-
goal
Each
is
companion
to
gets a companion.
the goal is to get this game playing on autopilot, so we have to do nothing.
We just
Like,
Katamari all the people we meet.
We just sit back and watch all of our assistants play out the story.
All
Oh,
right.
I
Hope
don't know.
found a good clue over there. Good job, Hope. I'm eating a biscuit. Oh,
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It should be more idle RPGs. And just like
yeah.
I'll paste the 2 questions in chat so I can.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's 1 and there's 2. And they're both complexity 4. And our current clues are a hospital bracelet that has rotted off the wrist of someone, a finger bone in a pie, a hoarded gift donations, probably a hoard of gift donations, plush animals, treats, miniature idols and altars, well-wishing cards, blankets, supplies, IV tubes and equipment cords woven in ritual patterns. I think that was in the Inkwell. And a page from the Scarlet Inkwell Journal, believe in the self that believes in you.
Oh, I've been watching Gurren Lagann. Let's rub that.
oh,
Where are we at right now? I can't remember. Where did we leave off? What location?
You are in the very relaxing courtyard.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine there.
The Tranquility Garden.
Of where is that exactly?
At the clinic.
Oh, at the clinic. Got
Yeah,
it.
we were going to the morgue for the clinic and ended up in the Tranquility Garden.
Oh.
I think
And
this is the closest thing it has to a morgue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All the dead bodies and the standing up underground. And I forget what the details of the angel were. Ren, do you remember that?
No, it was like underground.
Yeah, I think it was underground. There is definitely something underground. So
everything's fine.
I think it was like asking me if I wanted to go or something. I
oh
don't
yeah, that's right.
remember.
You're like, I don't want to die. Actually,
I don't want to die.
What is blood killer? You have obtained the undying. Wait a minute, you can check a box to automatically get a 12 plus. Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and then get divine infection.
Oh,
Hmm. And then hero is just a condition.
Yeah. It doesn't really say anything beyond that about hero.
feels ominous.
Um. For gift donations, IP tubes, open and ritual patterns. Believe in the self that believes in you. I don't know. From a narrative perspective, I want us to discover that our own agency was funding the clinic all along, but that
Ooh.
is bonkers. Are we currently discussing which question to take on with respect to the clinic?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, just making sure I wasn't
Hmm.
off course.
I was off course.
What does it mean? I don't think I've seen this before. When I'm looking at the spreadsheet right now, I see a little number 1 in the assignments tab. Down at the
Oh, I put
bottom.
a comment on something.
Oh, is that
That just means I have a comment on
On which one?
on one of the cells under Godfeed. If you click the 1, I think it'll and say see all.
Oh, GF28. It's a good
Bingo.
book.
shit. It's like, why do I have a notification on a Sheets tab? What the hell?
Party in a spreadsheet.
Party in a spreadsheet.
And we haven't met all of the faiths, right?
You have not. You have met
Which
the
no.
following faiths. You have met the bleeding witness with their eyes stitched open. You have met the crimson inkwell. You have met it could be worse, the less charming cousin of the silver lining. That was the family that was writing down all the bad things for the dying person that Sebastian gave to the silver lining instead by saying that he would give himself the silver lining, which makes the watcher unhappy with him. You also met they haven't been named, but the drifters upon the slow wave are part of this courtyard thing. And the snuff gods, of course, the people named after body parts who are devoted to the 5 aspects of pain. And there's one more that you haven't met.
The happy, friendly group of people. who
Super
are
friendly,
children.
totally normal people.
I think I would
Yeah,
lean
we-
towards the first.
God killer?
Oh, wait.
Outlawed faith.
Outlawed Faith?
Oh, okay. Like they're the ones running things, or
Yeah. Versus who's
Oh, the bleeding
funding it, but
witness.
I could go either way.
hmm. I kind of like it if the humming garden people were in charge of this.
Yeah.
Just dramatically and creepily, but
So
Yeah, that
creepy.
actually checks out pretty good.
Seems about right. It feels like we're in the center of power here.
yeah. But I'm not dying on that hill and submerging into the ground.
Wait, sorry, Peter. Were you meaning that they are the ones who are the greatest threat, or are they
Oh,
the ones who are
who is
funding the
no,
clinic?
no, I was thinking they were secretly funding the whole thing.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's all to get people into
Mm.
their grave. It could be the greatest threat. I wasn't thinking along those lines, but yeah.
Maybe let's look at the clues and see which ones fit with.
Yeah, that was just sending me in circles.
The finger bone feels like snuff gods one way or the other, but
Oh boy.
that's the only one.
Even the self that believes in you. Supported gifts, donations. Like a lot of this just feels like stuff is going wrong at the clinic, but it's not pointing me towards one particular group.
Yeah, maybe it's not one that we met here.
Mm.
Maybe one of our gods is in charge.
Oh,
or is
jeez.
running it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be one of these outlawed faiths.
Oh no.
Anyone besides State Electric.
The Karen Maiden running the clinic would be terrible, but also wouldn't make sense.
Why isn't she here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got bored of that project. Same girl, same.
The important thing is knowing when to delegate.
Yeah. I'm an idea person.
It's all yours.
More of an idea, God.
I'm more of an idea god. Ugh.
Is there any reason like the Glotich police would be funding this secretly?
They're behind everything.
Yeah, I just want them.
They themselves are direly underfunded.
Oh, fair. Who is the person that has
Because they've been
Sebastian's
spending all their
locket?
funding on other things.
There's a lady that
Government is
has the
spending their
locket,
funding on other
right?
things.
Oh yeah, the locket lady. It's her.
The locket lady is running this clinic.
the drifter who pickpocketed you.
Or Salesa. It's
And
Salesa.
she's dead now, right? Didn't she die or something?
She was horribly burned, and in
Mhm.
fact, possibly was going to show up here. We'll see.
I
Maybe
just
burned
want
by
like a
acid.
Scooby-Doo unmasking at the end of the completing witness.
It'd be funny to be like, it's a brother and Mog Squamus and like all the people we know.
I think the Scooby-Doo I'm asking is that all the gods were really just Uncle Joe
Oh
in
no.
different masks.
Oh no. All the people that we changed their lives for the worse.
Yeah.
Brother was like, I was happy.
There aren't multiple gods at all. There's just one, like Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
Oh, let me go put on my Saint Electric costume and be him today.
If only.
Okay. Yeah, I do feel like the drifting wave is the greatest threat, just because that little garden was so scary.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to link that up to any clues or to how to make any other compelling argument besides scary.
I think Sebastian pipes up with he's in one of his moods.
Oh
I
no.
think he's like, we're having a discussion about who poses the greatest threat. Isn't it literally all of them? Every one of our gods? What do they do for us other than threats? They're all a threat.
Wow.
We are all constantly putting ourselves in danger, endangering and harming other people in the name of our gods. And what do we usually get for it? Disappointment. What if everyone just abandoned their gods? They didn't have no power. We'd all just live free as our own people without needing to be under the thumb. Why do we need? We've been convinced our whole lives that we need these faiths to have meaning for some reason. Don't you really think that we're all just like ants in a little ant farm? Why do we do this? Why do we sacrifice ourselves and those we love for these gods?
Sebastian, what are you afraid might happen if the watcher is listening?
um, that he might basically like exile me. Like regardless of my choice, I am no longer a follower of the Watcher. The end. He will. There will no longer. It's not my choice in the matter.
Unless it's really good monologue.
And I think it's worse than that. Your power will go to Hope.
Ooh.
And
Or Grover.
And
Grover's.
through her. Cool. This is going to be a roll with communion then. We have our new dice roller. Let me post it for us here.
Also, that's called a twofer on the questions. Bam!
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite combinations, the vulnerable monologue.
Mine was the monologue with faith struggling with my faith.
Bam, bam.
Oh, that's good too. Yeah. Connecting with the community and disobeying is my go-to.
There's some good combos out there. Communion, which
It's called the wander off.
Yeah.
And I think since you're already kind of on the outs with the Watcher because of the silver lining, I think this is going to be with disadvantage.
Well, at least I don't currently have disappointment.
Yeah.
So
You could spend the thing to get it back up to regular advantage.
I don't have any things other than my paper angel.
That sounds like 3 dice, bottom 2.
It's fine. I don't care. It's a bunch of bullshit anyway. There we go. 3 dice. Bottom 2. How about a 7?
7, not bad.
Especially yeah.
Yeah.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, he does not strip you of your power. That's good.
But just for a fleeting moment, I feel the muse leave me.
Yeah.
For a minute.
There's that flicker, that emptiness, and you feel it like tug at you. And I think when it comes back, what do you think the Watcher requires of you?
I'm not sure, but I know I do feel like my monologue takes a turn. At that point, it goes like, or is it that the fundamental things that drive us all to find meaning in life lead us to matching up with a larger entity that fulfills those needs and guides our journey to where we should be? So is it possible that maybe we're not slaves, we're not chattel, is that the word? We're not animals. Maybe, obviously, gods are more powerful than us. Maybe it's more being like paired, like yin and yang. And that's the meaning, is finding that match in life of the god that matches with your own inner resonance.
And Hope says, I couldn't agree more. But when she speaks, it's got like a chorus effect on it.
Whoa.
And you look and her eyes have turned black.
Look, part of being a good artist is the dichotomy within. You have to feel the highs, you have to feel the lows. What kind of actor, director, playwright, artist in general would I be if I just had nothing but unending faith and belief?
Interesting. What kind would you be if that were the case?
I think I would be a kind that you would not take much interest in because I wouldn't produce anything worthwhile.
Interesting. I would take that as a challenge. And you're going to take the condition faithful.
Faith.
The rest of you also see Hope, black-eyed and chorus voiced, and it is creepy.
And we're still in the creepy garden with the
Still in the
humming
creepy
all around
gardens,
the
yep.
yeah. Okay.
It's like,
I think you know, if you're still in there, I think you know that these moments I have are not slaps in your face, but building blocks that make me an even better and possibly the best follower you've ever had.
You will see.
We're like, oh, I thought Hope was the follower.
So,
All right, so who poses the biggest threat? Obviously not the Watcher.
maybe.
yeah. I feel like Zeph was like, no, like I was gonna say something, but that happened. So, yeah.
Yeah. My plans to discuss this were sent awry.
Yeah. I mean, here's on other days, I would agree with Sebastian, not about him being the greatest. That's obviously
clearly
brother's
brother's
gun.
gun.
Right.
Clearly
Right.
not the
But
case.
That's a
But-
given. That's just a given.
yes,
We don't need to say
we
it.
all like I mean, and he's so new in the field. I can only I'm getting very excited about what he'll do in the future.
Rising
Um,
star.
But like I don't know. All this time, all these places we've been, we've seen gods devouring people in many different forms. But in most of them, I feel like there's a human behind the problem in some ways. It's always like oh, this person is using a plant god to try to revitalize / destroy the neighborhood, and like maybe if that person didn't intervene, that plant god would be fine. Or here, like there's a lot of weird cults, and they're all bad as far as I can tell. I know I have my least favorite. That's the ones named after body parts.
Snuff gods.
The snuff gods. That's my least favorite. But like, do I actually think they're the worst here? I think that there's something beyond all these gods and all these cults. There's some human force funding this, and I think that's the real danger here. In a way, like, yes, the gods have been eating us alive, and they always will. But unless we can find some way to stop them. But that would be an entirely different world that we don't live in right now. This is a very depressing talk. But right now, I just feel like the gods are being used themselves. Like we're all being used, and there's something beyond all of this. Like I don't know. What has the form of a god? Like it's immortal and it controls many people, like a corporation, right? Like in some ways, my god is the most pure because it is itself a corporation, right? It's not pretending to be other than that, right? So, like yeah. I think that the question we should be asking here is who is funding this clinic and why, and how can we stop them? I don't know. Hugh, what do you think?
Subtext.
You've been
no.
quiet.
Who is funding this and why? Let's see. Well, let's see. So I guess it's a question of who has, like, there's a lot of money putting this together. And so someone with a lot of power just in the economy, not just among the gods. Uh, I wonder if it is a non-divine power running this. Is that a possibility in the assignment? Who
Yeah.
is secretly funding? Because gods don't tend to work together. And what agency or entity do we know that could work with all of these groups? Keep them off each other's throats? Which it has to be doing with bribery of some sort, right? There's something I'm offering you that's better than turning on your neighbor. It has to be a government job. It doesn't make sense to me, but who else would so effectively use people like this? We saw the invoice forms. And keep unsanctioned gods. This is making less sense as I'm saying it. Locked away in one little building. Maybe that's the long play here. Give them something they think is successful for the moment and then send a group in to burn it to the ground. It goes silent and then there's just humming.
So we're still in the garden
Mhm.
Still in the hummy garden.
where
Banquet.
the angel still is here,
Mhm.
or we just watch someone be devoured. I think Ren wants to dive down.
Oh no.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
I think Ren wants to talk to these corpses. I think Ren is like this whole like you guys have been discussing, and Ren has just been kind of like checked out. It's just been like, but I don't want to die. But I don't want to die. And I think Ren is like, I know who I can ask. I'll ask dead people. There's some dead people here. And then kind of dives down, and it was just gonna go ask these dead people like how they knew they were ready.
When you say dives down, what do you mean by that?
Well, isn't that how this room is? Or am I thinking about Heart?
Yeah, so you saw the guy like upright and then just sort of like sunk into the ground as if he was being like drawn in quicksand, and then it's like bare earth. Or you can,
I thought I was
yeah,
just gonna dive in.
yeah, convince me. I mean, if you want to try diving in, that is definitely something we can do.
Yeah, I want to try diving in.
Mm. Um, I feel like I want to start with a vitality roll. What are you afraid will happen if like
I'm afraid
physics?
it won't. I mean, afraid it won't let me in, but that's not very bad.
I think this one's just a this is just a failed move, or the other one, yeah, failed move. There's no worse than that because there's not a god immediately involved in you doing that.
I I mean, I guess I'm afraid that what I saw wasn't real,
All right.
of the guy getting sunken down, and that I'll dive, but it'll just still be his body there.
Oh boy.
Like, whoa.
Yeah. Let's make a roll with vitality then.
Which I have 0.
Mm-hmm.
Doing great. I roll 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it.
A 6.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think so. Describe the diving to me. What does that look like?
Just like hands together, like pretty good form because Red was a rich kid. And yeah, just kind of dives on in.
Yeah, I think I think what happens is you kind of belly flop on the ground.
Yeah.
Um
Everyone just sees this happen.
yeah. But I think you're embarrassed for a moment. And then hands grab your wrists and ankles,
Oh, good.
or pulling you down. And you realize that these are not the hands of dead people.
Oh,
Would you like to do a verse to not be buried alive?
sure.
Nice. Which verse would you like to do? Oh, you have so many verses. Look at that.
I know, I have so many. I need to use them. I mean, I think I want to do verses of prophecy just because we're coming to the end, right?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Bleeding Revelation.
Yeah,
Cool. Do you want to do that flashback now or later?
later.
Cool. Ooh, okay. Sweet. So I think you do it, right? And so you do, I think you still kind of like you impact the ground and belly flop, but it doesn't feel solid. And you feel yourself passing through the ground. And I think the complication is that the only dead person there is the one that you followed in. The rest are living dreamers that have inserted themselves into the ground here.
And
What does everyone else do when you see Ren dive literally into the ground and sink in?
oh, whoa, sorry. I also noticed that the name turns red when you have a prophecy you have to do. I didn't notice that
Look at
before.
that. Prayer.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
New? Huh.
Interesting.
I feel like I haven't seen that before.
I think there might be something else going on with it because I think that means that's your final prayer. Right.
Uh-oh. Yeah, maybe
But-
something bad happened.
Yeah, but it is not your final prayer. Yeah. How does everyone else deal with Ren sinking into the ground?
Do we see Ren sink into the ground?
You sure do. Yeah.
Okay. Just imagining a bloop in the background.
And it's not a Ren does not like scream or anything.
Nope. It is
It's
a
just like
intent. It looks like it was done with intention.
right. Yes. I think
So
the first
do
thing I
we-
do is like rub my forehead and like I wish they would say before they go wandering off.
Yeah.
Do we help them, or are they in need of help? Can we tell? I'm like, if it's intentional, do we?
I think we're all just kind of looking at each other, going, that's That's normal, right? For Ren.
Well, kind of.
That's just Ren being Ren.
Yeah. Does Mort react?
Ooh, good question. I think Mort just hangs out on the ground where they didn't go in. So,
Okay, and Mort isn't worried.
yeah, Mort's not worried.
Does anyone have rope? Something? Anything we could feel like we should do something. You know, Ren sometimes can get into a state, a little bit of like a fugue trance sort of thing. Doesn't always know what they're doing or that they're in danger. And I did find them bleeding out that one time. And I can't remember. I think what happened. They cut their wrists. What is it? What had happened that one time?
Something like that, yeah.
Where they've been like in a trance, been like, yeah, now's a good time to die.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm a bit concerned, but also like, since they're not screaming or panicking, it is a bit confusing. But then they're really comfortable with death. So right now, they might be going like, oh, I guess it's my time. I'm dying now.
And I assume there aren't any like groundskeeping items around the garden, like
Oh, there might be.
shovel or a hose or anything.
Yeah, I'm sure you could dig something up. So,
We
Yeah,
should
maybe.
do something.
Hugh grabs a hose and holds it out to Sebastian.
yeah, I would say there's probably like a little like not a shack, but like a thing,
Storage unit.
Yeah, but there's some implements in there.
What exactly is it that Ren is sinking into? Just the ground?
The solid earth.
And has Ren already sunk in there? Just like poof, gone.
Is there like, I'm just trying to think, is there a visible, like, do we know where the edge of the quicksand is per se?
No, they pass through the earth as if it was water, with no visible sign of passing.
Oh. Hope, run to the other side. I know there's not really a side, but get on the opposite side of Ren from me and take this into the hose with you.
You don't tell me what to do.
Oh no.
Whoa.
We're a team here.
Are we?
It's a team. Where does this attitude come from?
Okay, Grover, get on the other side of the quicksand.
Is Hope still black-eyed, or is Hope
returned? She's still black-eyed and coerced.
Is not returned to normal yet.
Like, ew, not Grover though.
Didn't realize.
Grover's totally into it.
All right, that's fine. Grover, take into this hose. So we'll basically try to like position ourselves on opposite sides of Ren, holding the hose, so hopefully they can grab. Like, well, first we'll see if they do grab it. If not, plan B, run circles and wrap it around them.
Just tie it around Grover, send Grover in.
Oh yes, send Grover in with the umbilical.
Sorry, Hope, didn't realize you were still with us. I figured you probably moved on to other things.
Why would I move on? I'm here.
Fair enough. You're welcome.
So Ren, you can speak to the corpse, or you can try to communicate with the dreamers down there. What would you like to do? And the hum is definitely louder underground.
Damn it. I think originally I was trying to undermine orders and talk to the corpse, but now that there's dreamers, I think I want to figure out if they're behind this. That's probably not how Ren asks it. Oh, I know how Ren asks it. Ren's like, if I wanted to fund one of these hospitals, I don't know if Solomon first wanted to get into this business. Do y'all know how to do that?
Amazing. Cool. This is going to be a roll with presence.
Yeah,
And it's
that
going to be a
makes sense.
disadvantage because they are, underground,
Busy.
kind of busy humming.
Sure.
So, what are you afraid might happen when they answer you?
I mean, I'm afraid that they're gonna like make me a part of their little chorus and then I'll be stuck down here forever.
Yeah, I think that's a
And
balance.
then when Grover gets down here, I'll be indistinguishable from the others. He'll grab the wrong one because he's incompetent.
Cool. Go ahead, roll with presence. You want to add something? You're welcome to.
Yeah, let's see what I got.
Oh yeah, you're
maybe more can help me.
you're still peaceful.
Oh yeah, I'm so peaceful. I'll use my peaceful.
No, that is not working in your advantage because that will
Oh.
make you more susceptible to the dreamer's
Oh,
hums,
that sounds fun though.
which is why it's disadvantage.
Hmm. Where's my stuff? Where's all my stuff? Dirt?
You have
Why
dirt?
why is one of mine just dirt?
You probably grab some dirt at
Uh,
some point.
Could have been more Oh, I know. I'll drown the room.
Oh shit. Okay. So that's not going to give you advantage, but that will drown the room.
Yeah.
So let's make the roll first and then see what happens there.
I think I was just like, oh, I got this painting. Yeah. Okay. Roll with disadvantage. That means I roll 2 and take the lowest one.
We're going to take the lowest two.
3 and take the lowest 2. Can Mort help me?
I don't think he can down there.
Nah, I rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Let's drown the room.
Yeah, and I think what it looks like is like you're down there, it like you can't see anything, you're underground. And as you're like trying to grill the dreamers who are
Hey.
there, their humming increases and becomes more resonant. And I think resonates with your peacefulness, and eventually you go still and upright and join the chorus.
Sweet. I'm happy for the first time in my life.
Would you like to make yourself unhappy and use it in the verse?
Yeah. Fucking do it.
Do it.
All right, I'll do the flashback to my youth, my rebellious experimentation with the legal divinities.
Nice.
I'll do it later.
And you want to leave that later? Great.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what it looks like. So it works, and it's going to be with a complication. Yeah. So tell me again exactly what you're asking them.
Oh, I'm asking them like how I could get involved in something like this, like how I could fund a hospital.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hugh's got to head out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hugh is loitering in the background, I guess.
No, he's eating dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't communicate by speaking, but their hums do modulate, I think. And kind of like the frequencies kind of form words in your head like that. How can you get involved? I mean, I think how can you get involved in something like funding the I'm sorry, I'm still not really getting the question.
I think I was trying to get at the second question. Is that the one we're doing?
Are you trying to get more? Oh, you're looking for a clue. It sounds like.
I think so. Yeah. At first I wasn't. At first I was trying to
Cool.
get
I think I was
disobey my superiors, and now
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a clue.
fantastic.
So
Let me find a clue for you. Yeah, that one was really good.
yeah, sorry, I was not clear.
Yeah, you're good. Oh yeah, that'll do. That will do just fine. I think what the message you get from them is a lot of Unicode for some reason.
That checks out.
What you hear and it's unclear if it is. It's definitely not a single dreamer. And it's unclear if it's coming directly from the dreamers or maybe deeper down. But your answer is don't bother. One of the gods will claim them soon. And that is a clue.
Mm.
And you're also going to take a condition.
Hooray.
And that condition is going to be resonant.
Got it.
Tell me more about your plan, everybody upstairs. with the hose.
So has Ren completely disappeared now?
Oh yeah, Ren dove into the earth. They are gone.
Ruh-roh. Let me look.
What would you like to happen? And then maybe we can talk about how it happens.
Uh-huh. That's a good question. I try to like, if I like tap my foot on the earth, could I dive in, or does it seem solid?
It's solid, yeah.
No, so there's no going after them.
I mean, there are shovels.
Right, but yeah, no like diving in like water.
Oh, I'm sorry, water. Ren, do you still want to drown the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna drown the room.
Great.
So,
Yeah. So then I think. So
I think it's not that Ren wants to. It's just I think Ren panics and it's like
just the thing that
ah.
happened, yeah.
They pull it out and they're like, oh fuck, this is that thing that
Yeah.
drowns a room.
Yeah, I think it's just you don't actually have to have the painting in front of you. But I think what happens is, there's the door that y'all came in. There's a door on the far side, and I think what happens is those doors burst open, and just water floods in, and the water level begins to rise. We don't know where the water is coming from, but it is definitely a lot of it.
Sorry, the hospital doors to the garden open?
Yeah, the doors that you came
Okay.
in and the doors that were like across the courtyard from it burst open and are flooding the place. And it is like almost instantly like knee deep, and it is rising. And let's go ahead and take a little break here. Let's do like what time is it? Let's do 6 minutes. How about that?
Cool.
40.
Sorry, I thought I set a timer. I have no idea how long this was.
I think you're right on time.
Me either. I just got
The vibes.
I didn't even look. I just went away and came back.
Just off vibes, yeah.
Cool. So what's the next move?
I'm just gonna go with this, even though I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for the end result. But it just I'm just gonna follow my bliss. Where gonna use my prop work move, where man, it's amazing. I guess maybe in that same shed where we got the hose, I was like, whoa, look at this as part of the scene. There's like one of those cool old school diving bells. So stylish, cool looking. Get the higher ground, people, and take the end of this hose so I can continue to breathe. I'm gonna try to figure out how to get Rin out of here. I turn to Hope and be like, hey, Hope, hey, Grover, hold the end of this hose. The end of this hose is gonna be my breathing. This needs to stay above the water.
I'm also going to be underwater. What? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
Swim up towards the surface. I'll stay down.
What's Zeph doing as the courtyard is flooding?
Yeah, I think while people
Electricity.
were the above ground people were trying to find a way to rescue Ren. I think Zeph was not very worried about it. It's like, you know, this happens, I'm sure. And was having a snack and like offering like whatever trail mix or chocolate bar, actually, probably he has on himself in an attempt to stop smoking. Something else, and like offered some of that to Mort. And I assume when the flood happened, Mort like took off for a tree.
Walks and like perches on a tree.
Yeah. And I think Zeph will follow him and like climb up one of those one of the creepy trees here.
Yep, you can do that.
The ones with like chains or something.
Oh yeah, the ones with rope.
Yeah. Just to help him climb. Like and so like I'm sure everything is fine.
You don't need to worry. Make them very climbable.
Yeah.
Also, then take the end of this hose with you.
I feel like Zeph particularly does not want to use any of his powers while in the water.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea, but you know,
yeah.
Advantage or disadvantage depending on what you're doing. I think this is going to be a vitality roll to get up the tree safely. However, it's a stressful situation. Veiled move. So, what are you afraid might happen if you can't make it up safely?
I'm afraid that I will be carried by the water back into the hospital, back to either the Scarlet Pit. Was that what it was called?
Scarlet Inkwell.
Scarlet Inkwell, or like back to Brother Thumb. Basically, like any cult.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You're rolling with vitality, which is a +3 for me. That's good.
Yeah. Yes. I got a 10.
That is a 10. Great. You scamper up the tree like a little squirrel.
Nobody saw that. Okay, it was really cool.
So Ren, you're underground. I don't think you can tell that the flooding is happening necessarily. But you are.
Oh, I guess it didn't work.
You're resonating. Resonating with the. I keep calling them dreamers, and just to be clear, like they're not the dreamers that were in the Skyward Sprawl.
They're
Probably
just vibing. I'm vibing with
drifters.
them.
Drifters is the correct term that they prefer drifters. So you're just vibing with drifters, drifting down there.
Yeah. Sounds
Cool.
good. Cool. Cool,
Um,
dude.
we'll say Hugh has scampered up the tree and with Zeph dry. So yeah, Sebastian, what's your plan? I think the water is like chest deep at this point.
Well, hopefully I can breathe underwater in my diving bell helmet. And I guess I think he's about to go into that shed and try to get a shovel and start digging when he kind of stops and goes, kind of sort of looks at what did Hope do? Where's Hope at?
I think Hope is just standing there staring at
Okay.
you. The water is rising.
So as I'm about to get shoveling, I stop, kind of looks over at Hope and he's like, "Is this the end for our intrepid gang? Things look bleak. Ah, but things always look bleak right before the most amazing turn of events." Zeph had led the others to safety in the tree, where they were temporarily found a reprieve from the rising waters, while Sebastian bravely had dove into the danger to search for his friend Rin, where he could not leave them behind. As he started to think about getting a shovel, he realized that the water would have made the earth very soft, and that water carries sound very well, I think. He could surely, not knowing where she was, dig in time, but he could try to send her a message. I think he grabs a shovel and he starts like banging on the ground in like the rhythm of one of his favorite show tunes that he sings a lot. Just like dum 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 dum. Hopefully,
Oh yeah.
she would get the message.
And there's no questions for this one. It's just rolling with presence. Let's see how it goes.
He looked for her hand to reach the surface any moment. So that's gonna be 2 dice with presents. And
It is Christmas.
11.
11. Great. So
And that was, yes, all the world's a stage, in case it was
yes.
not obvious.
Watchers entertained. No one has disappointed right now.
No, I don't think so. I don't anyway.
Great. No one. So you get the condition inspired.
Yes.
And yeah, so on a hit, some detail about the world from your performance is now true. Which detail from the performance is now true?
That Rin does get the message and knows exactly what, like, Rin knows what that song is, and I would know that, like, wait, it's kind of like Sebastian bringing them from their fugue state or whatever into like, oh, something must be going on up there. I should probably check out.
Yeah, so it sounds like Ren is knocked out of the drifter's fugue state and knows that Sebastian is calling them.
Cool.
How does Ren respond to that?
I think I'm like, oh,
Come toward the
Then, like,
sound.
starts humming along and then maybe starts swimming upward.
Mhm.
through
Yeah,
the
I think
soil.
the song and like the rhythm of the song, like it's breaking the resonance of the drifters. Yeah, I think your hand bursts forward, and that's what like water kind of like rushes into the
No.
like it's like
Oh, it did flood.
it makes it easier to get out. And if you grab Sebastian's hand, he can definitely pull you free. The water is, however, above
Oops.
the head right now. So and Sebastian, Hope is still like standing underwater with her eyes, and you can see her mouth moving and like air bubbles coming up. You can't really tell what's happening though, but she's just standing there staring at you. Hugh, you're in a tree.
Everything's great. Oh no.
And the water is still rushing into the courtyard.
The courtyard is
Sebastian-
flooded. You and Zeph and most of the gang are in a tree above the water.
Sebastian has a diving helmet with a hose.
What?
Grover.
Like,
went
we had to catch
underwater
you
and-
up.
Yeah.
I broke her in out of their fugue state and pulled them up from the ground.
Were you here when we got the extra clue?
I briefly popped on my headphones to hear like the gods will take care of them or
Yeah,
something
don't
like
bother.
that.
One of the gods will claim them soon.
Oh no.
And not sure if that came from the drifters or not. Drifters. Not
Okay. Okay.
Drifters, a great 50s singing doo-wop band.
Yeah.
Also a
Very
cult.
resonant. Cool. Zeph and Hugh, you're the dry ones, and Grover, I guess. And
Typical.
what would you like to do? The water is still rising in the courtyard.
Oh no. And I assume the only exits from the courtyard are deep underwater now.
Yes, they are. They're it's above. It's like 7 feet deep or so right now.
Yeah.
And is there a ceiling to this, or
No, it's open to the outside.
so worst case is
We float out.
Floods the world. Yeah, worst case.
reasonable?
It's explicitly a room-sized area, so I think the world is safe.
Oh man.
And the water is murky, in fact.
Oops. I didn't get to specify the type of water.
Do the doors to the courtyard open inwards or
Um,
outwards?
I
That
imagine they
makes
would
a
open
difference.
inward to the courtyard. That's where the
Okay, so there's no real opening that door then.
that's where the water is coming through. Yeah,
Oh, what? Huh.
yeah. Water just started gushing through the doors.
Oh, okay, got
Because
it.
Ren used the painting from Salesa.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So if we're to get out of the courtyard, it has to go into the murky water
And
through
it
there.
gets the current of the.
Oh man.
I mean,
Are
if
we
it's
gonna?
open up
I
top,
never-
it seems like up is the way to go.
Yeah, climbing is an option. Sure,
Or, I mean, can't we just stay on the surface of the water?
just tread water until it gets up to the top. Yeah.
Like
Worst
the
case
duck
scenario.
on Noah's Ark.
I have a diving bell helmet. I'm all right.
I wonder if we get through the doors into the hospital, if it'll just be like dry. Like it'll be just one of those like force fields
Just
of water.
coming out of nowhere.
Yeah,
Mhm.
coming out one way.
We've seen Stranger Things.
Yeah, I think Zeph will at some point turn to Pew and just be like, "There's no proof this was us."
And he just shakes his head.
I mean, this could be some other cult, right? Like,
Lots of unsanctioned gods around here.
yeah. I'm sure there's a god of the drowned hospital.
None of us follow the trawler, man.
100%. So
Yeah, but I mean, well, yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and I think it does fill the space of a large room. So it stops at the first floor. You say it was like 3 floors here.
Oh.
So you can climb out if you want. It'll be a roll probably. But
I don't know. Let's see. I feel like I'm in a tree dedicated to some god.
mhm,
I want to stumble on a clue,
mhm.
but I don't have any mechanism for that. Like,
Some-
I don't know,
What you got?
I can't commune with the tree or
When you search for a clue, conduct research or otherwise gather information. How would you search for a clue here?
I mean, I think I'm when the water stops. I mean, first of all, I guess I just keep climbing up until like the water stops.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not that I have a thing about water. I just don't want to get wet.
There.
Um. Uh.
So there,
Yeah.
there was a puppet stage here as well. There was a rope wrapped around the tree.
There's
Someone,
a puppet stage in the tree.
there's a puppet stage. There was a puppet stage in the courtyard.
Oh, in the courtyard.
Someone who was drifting got spirited off by someone in a prayer marked cloak, and there's prayer mark graffiti all over the courtyard as well.
Oh.
Mhm. Or do we know where the water came from? Like, is the water interesting in and of itself? Or is it
It's
just in a weird
murky water
place?
that just started bursting through the doors for some reason. I think Ren is the only one that knows.
Can I study the prayer marks to see if I can make any sense
Yeah.
of them?
Yeah, you can totally do that. That is definitely going to be with focus. Yeah.
All right. And I'm just trying to see like what gods are involved or
Yeah.
what this place might be for. I'll just roll 2d plus 3.
Mhm.
Cool. That is 8 plus 3 equals 11.
Yes. 8 plus 3 is an 11. Great. So let's see what clues we have already. Mhm. Mhm, mhm.
I think this is Hugh kind of productively procrastinating. Like, I don't know how to solve being stuck in a tree during a flood, but I can look at prayer marks.
Hmm. I'm going to take this one and alter it a little bit. I think that works. Yeah, so the prayer marks are from a variety of licensed gods. And it looks like they are actually, I'm going to say, it's like upon further study, like I think it was painted to look like graffiti, but it's actually a mural. And it shows like various licensed gods helping the patients out, as if to sort of give an air of legitimacy to anyone who like would be visiting someone here. So yeah, I think that the thing you notice about the prayer marks is that they're all of licensed gods.
Huh.
So Saint Electric, Jolly Crunch Tooth, so on. Slag King.
Okay, okay. For families with patients, resource. So I wonder if this clinic was set up as a licensed god facility and just got undercut somehow.
And the hum is still happening, but it is muffled. So a couple of you are treading water, a couple of you are in the tree. Hope is still standing at the bottom.
God.
And in fact, probably Sebastian is the one that can see this most clearly because you got the diving helmet. She's surrounded by what looks to be kind of like a column of air.
Did you say that where Rin came up like the water started pouring into that?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a body-shaped hole, kind of like.
Did it slow the rise of the water at all?
No,
No.
it's not a deep hole. It's just
Like
like,
a little drain.
yeah, whatever space Ren's body was taking up.
All right. So it's not like it's just like some endless drain, yeah.
So we have 7 clues now for a difficulty 4.
Mhm.
Maybe not the time for a freewheeling conversation, but
So, what do you guys think about that bone?
the finger bone, yeah. Where is Ren right now? Is Ren treading water?
Yeah, where is Ren?
Yeah, I think I kind of bobbed up into the water and I'm finding the others.
Few waves from the tree.
I guess I'm a puzzled, so I would like maybe I guess like walk over to the column of air that Hope is
Oh no.
Mhm.
inhabiting and just sort of be like, what, what, would you like to go to the surface, or are you just going to stay down here? Or anything I can do for you?
I was curious what you were doing.
Using my artistic talents to get us out of this predicament and rescue my
Oh.
friend.
Are we out?
Well, Rin is the goal was to retrieve Rin, and that has been established.
And as Sebastian rattled on endlessly,
Oh,
Oh.
the water soaked completely into the ground,
Mhm.
leaving them damp but free. And the water level starts going down.
He was like, "Yay, good job, Sebastian."
Yeah.
And after it, like the last bit burbles through, she's like,
I think we all applaud.
that's
I
it.
always love a good
Sebastian,
collaboration.
I
Sebastian.
thought she was nice, but she's kind of a jerk.
So, finger bones. Am I right? I assume Hope isn't funding the clinic.
No.
Who says that to the others?
Yeah, so 7 clues for complexity 4.
Just whatever
Knock this
wackadoo
out of the
theory.
park.
Keep getting clues.
More clues, more clues.
I think you have exhausted clues in this area.
Invent new clues, invent new clues.
Yeah, I feel like all the clues should be in the garden. Let's find them all.
Pokemon. Okay. What if the Devourer below is funding this?
Hmm.
Is that anything?
I mean, it is just a fungus god.
Yeah, never mind.
Well, it probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to go that way, I could support that
Okay,
in a
okay.
way that you probably would not enjoy, but we can get
I
beyond it.
mean, enjoy is such a fickle word.
But I can justify that and what I have in my head.
Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of experience with some gods that are problems, and like not a lot of experience with multinational corporations or banking syndicates or the other sort of things that in our world would spring to mind when you think like, who's funding this?
Hmm.
Well, I think I was gonna say, I think didn't Peter say like I don't remember, and correct me if I'm misremembering what you said, but didn't you propose like one of the more interesting things being that biased is the one funding it?
Oh, yeah. But then you have to untangle, like, why did they send us to investigate the thing
Yeah.
that they're funding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
Where
could
it's
just
like-
be
Yeah.
Although I
miscommunication.
could support that too, if that's where you want to
Yeah.
go.
I mean, they could just be trying to get rid of us, or you could do the classic, like, well, this department inside the organization.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. It's like maybe like almost
One
like
of them
you know.
is using it as a research facility for
A
these.
shell.
Well, I was thinking like
corporation.
the X-Files about how like the
Mhm.
government were kind of villainous doing things, but the X-Files was like this insular
Oh,
department
sure.
within the government who was like investigating the cigarette smoking man and all that stuff. So it's
So
like
it could be another government agency, but
Yeah.
or
It would be funny, like, there's always the like, oh, I hired you because I thought you were the worst private investigator.
Right.
in town. Like,
they
yeah,
thought we
those were
wouldn't,
like,
they thought we wouldn't get anywhere.
they
Yeah.
wanted
It's
to
like
give an appearance of having done an investigation, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
put the
Or
people
like-
least likely to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, well,
on.
actually, now I think you're
Or-
onto something. Like,
or like the good investigators were getting too close, so we sent you to go destroy the place because look at your track record.
what better alibi
Everything
is
you've touched
there
has been.
right now
than
they-
you investigating the thing to put people off your trail? Like, well, if I was responsible, I wouldn't be sending people to investigate this
Yeah.
thing, would I?
Right now, the
We-
government
and they
agencies that we know about are the bureau, the institute, and technically the cops. But that doesn't mean you can't just invent another one if you want to.
Yeah, but it's like they could trust us to finger the wrong agency
Mhm.
and probably destroy the place in the process.
True.
So yeah, I mean, I
How do the
could
clues support that theory? Is the important question.
All red herrings.
Yeah. Yes. Wait a minute. Okay. Now this is all dumb, but okay. So
Yeah.
let's say we'll call it the I don't know, the CDC. The Center for Disease Control, but like
Divine control.
or-
Yeah.
yeah, they really, when they say control, they really want to like be the ones in charge, right?
Mhm.
The Council of Divine Command.
Council of Divine Commands. Love it.
Yeah. Believe in the self that believe. Oh, that's funny. They almost sound. I mean, I don't know. That sounds a little more Scientologist, maybe. But anyway, believe in the self that believes in you could have been like the motto of their psychiatry department, or like, or like an old motto.
I think
in
it's
the
like
archives.
written in the equivalent of Latin in this world on their seal.
Right. Yeah.
So wait, just so I'm clear, who were we trying to finger it with these clues?
Council of Divine Command. Is that?
Oh, so okay, I thought we were trying to.
I thought we were
biased.
going straight for biased, but
Oh yeah, I mean you can do that
Yeah.
too. But the council definitely exists for real now. So
okay. Fair.
Or like it did once, right? And now it's just like, oh yeah, no, we disbanded. Like after the
we did.
like
Yeah.
after the investigations, showed what a bad thing. Like it disbanded, and the new organization is not doing any of those stuff anymore. Like
Not at all.
Has
This
no
is the new-
we set up biased as a new organization that has no associations with the Council
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Divine Command, and then they do
Yes,
some
yes.
weird sanctifying
Yeah.
gesture involuntarily.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the idea of biased set it up as like a research facility for these
Oh yeah.
unsanctioned
Yeah, yeah.
gods.
Mm.
And somehow people were getting too close and they sent us in to basically burn the place.
So we're answering who is secretly funding the unsanctioned work. Hospital bracelet
It's us.
brought it off the wrist.
Yeah, this is where things get interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where we have
Wow.
our Kaiser Soze scene. It was like, I saw
Oh.
that hospital bracelet on the desk of Arkin. No, I'm kidding.
Oh gosh, there is a great Kaiser Soze joke recently.
Sure.
Anyway, the hospital bracelet that rotted off the like. Could we say that had a logo for the CDC or
Sure.
like
Yeah.
some other like if it yeah.
finger bone in the pie.
Yeah.
Give us a moment.
Um,
Oof. What if that's part of like, what if it's part of like a CDC ceremony?
Mm.
Yes.
like,
You have to believe in the self and consume the self.
It's how you get your immunity up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have to consume someone who was sacrificed or something.
Or I think it has to be your own finger for that,
Mm.
like auto
Ooh,
pinching.
yeah.
And the people who are higher and up in the CDC have fewer and fewer extremities.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Oh God.
Yeah, do you like look in their literature and they're like they're really into like disarming the world and like so no one has any
Oh,
weapons
no.
and you're like, no,
It's a
disarming.
cookbook.
I mean, that's starting to sound like the snuff gods now.
Sorry, yeah.
All about body parts.
Maybe they're associated with the stuff gods.
Mm. That is a possibility.
Hoarded gift donations.
I like the idea that this, as a once legitimate organization, also had relationships with other legitimate faiths. So,
Mm.
like the clinic that they set up would have all of the gods.
Mhm.
Like this was not originally a outlaw god place. This was
Right.
for legitimate research.
Yeah. I think hoarding all of the items is part of the research, probably. We want to know what idols are being brought in.
Right.
Oh.
Or like psychometric testing on it's like, oh, like this young girl died holding her her plush animal. Let's study it.
It's
And
like,
we see
did
that-
you save her? Like, no. Why would we try to save her?
And the plush toy is like a little plush animal, but you see like ivy growing out of the head.
yeah.
Each one is distorted in some way that merits study.
Also, the cardboard box that it's in is marked like CDC. Do not touch.
We ignored that completely. We rummaged through. The camera zooms around to it.
Yeah, it's like a Sherlock Holmesian clue. Like it's not the thing; it's where it was, or yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So the mural listing the licensed support gods, that was for the legit
and I think
organization.
the believe in the self that believes in you, we're saying is a saying associated with.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's also related to like eating your own bones, right?
Oh yeah.
Believe in yourself. Now eat yourself.
Oh no.
I believe
Now become yourself.
You are what you eat.
you eat what you are.
Oh,
This pie is my flesh.
Literally.
Is substantiation. Thank you. Oh God, that leaves us with IV tubes and don't bother one of the gods. We'll claim them soon.
I mean, I can see the IV tubes and stuff like being part of the experimentation as well.
Yeah, like their equipment cord's not as kind of somehow hinting at research or something.
Like, oh, let's see what happens if we do it this way.
Yeah. Like the IV tubes are tagged with like subject number 1 placebo, subject number 2 twice recommended dosage.
And Drifters telling Ren, don't bother, one of the gods will claim them soon.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the modus operandi of the place, right? Like nobody's trying to save anybody. They're just getting they're just getting sacrificed or claimed by unsanctioned gods. And Biased gets the information it wants.
Maybe we've heard that, like that's something that gets said a lot in the department about like lesser stuff that when we go like, hey, should we go out and investigate this thing? And they're like, nah, don't bother with them. One of the gods will take them soon. You don't need to.
Sure.
So it's like a thing we've heard in the agency a lot. And we're like,
the equivalent of let God sort them out.
yeah.
Cool. So it is biased, secretly funding the clinic, and shooting it burned. You're rolling with +3, it looks like. Who would like to make that roll?
I can take the roll. I'll be wholly responsible if this goes terribly wrong. I'm rolling 2D straight.
2D
Adding
plus
+3.
3. Yep.
Okay, rolling 2D6. That is a 7 plus 3.
That is a 7. So that answer is correct, and the opportunity can be pursued. There will be an unwelcome complication.
Oh, 7 plus 3 is 10, but there's still a consequence from
Oh,
10.
7 plus 3 is 10. Yep, right. Okay. Not a 7 straight up. So
Sorry. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
10. Great. It is definitely that, and you get it clean.
What could possibly go wrong?
Theorize it is.
Now we blow it up from within.
Like, if this was like an '80s thriller, we would just have to get it to a journalist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the word would get out, and
Yeah,
then
and they
everything.
broadcast it on the internet, and everyone would know the truth.
Mhm.
I've got
Mhm.
this card for these guys named Woodward and Bernstein.
Yeah, you can't stop the signal, and then like the god of signals is like, hold on.
Cool. So now you resolve the assignment by unmasking the sponsor of the clinic and reporting their activities to the authorities.
Well, okay.
Right. So we have
I
to go and be
mean-
like, first, are you part of the secret conspiracy? You
How
have
do
to
you
say.
feel about when I say believe in the self? What is that?
I think as we come across the solution, like each one of us starts looking at everybody else suspiciously, like is one or multiple of us gonna like pull a gun and try to shoot the others of us?
Ren just staring daggers at Grover. That's
I'm ready.
Well,
I'm ready to
now
kill
that
him.
you've discovered the secret,
Yeah.
you must all die.
man.
Hmm.
So yeah, what? How do we unmask that? Or
What authority report to?
I do like the idea of like, we'll bring our evidence, a finger bone, a picture
and
of a
some
mural.
IV
But like,
cables.
yeah. So like, look, I know this doesn't look like much, but if you put it like here, like on a murder board, you'll see the string connects everything.
It does seem like we would need kind of what you said, like that we couldn't do it directly. We would need to get the information so we could like wash our hands of it and still be like on the inside. You know what I mean? To try to find it's like almost like, look, we've discovered this place we work for is responsible, but we want to stay on the inside and have that. So you're like your equivalent of releasing it to the press or inform or something, so they can go to the authorities while we still go like, oh no, we don't know anything about this.
Wait, what about someone who we know couldn't possibly be evil? Brother. Can we? If Brother makes this into a
A
production,
one-man play, yeah.
And Brother and Mort.
It would be fun to be like
Together
we've
again
solved
for
the
the first time.
we've solved the problem, but first he has to workshop it off Broadway, and then
Get it in
we'll
front of
really
some
make a
people, see
splash.
how it plays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take it on tour for a while.
Yeah.
Um,
Once it's being performed in the high schools, then the message will be totally saturated.
Or we could go like the anonymous route and maybe, mask up and maybe Zeph can pipe us into the country's address system or TV equivalent or
Are
something.
we going to Glottage? Is that what I'm hearing?
is there a god of journalism
Sure
or
there
a god of news?
Yeah.
Newspapers?
It's
Yeah,
called
there is.
the Gray Lady, and it.
is. I mean, there are definitely journalists.
Oh no! Wait, better joke. More like a god of taking transcripts, right?
Yeah.
No. Workshop that.
There are journalism gods in episode 21.
I was liking the Gray Lady, but
Could we? Gosh, no. Well, I mean, Saint Electric is really into radio.
Oh.
Can we? Oh God. I mean,
Pirate
now
Anonymous
I'm
Radio.
I mean, now I'm literally going to like they can't stop the signal. Like we just need to broadcast this. I do like the idea. Like, look, we'll broadcast the news about a secret conspiracy killing people, and like everyone will react totally rationally, and like there won't be like mobs, killing people wantonly in the cities.
Angry at any agents of bias.
Yeah.
Zeph, you haven't taken your custom journey scene about a pilgrimage to a hidden temple of your faith yet.
No, that's true.
You will likely get an advancement at the end of this session.
I will.
To discover a pirate radio station or something.
Oh,
But that's up to you.
I like that. Yeah, I do like that.
But
Or
now everyone's wet in a courtyard.
Yeah.
The
The water has
now.
totally drained now.
water's totally drained now. Yep.
Yeah.
And the courtyard is totally chill and normal.
Totally chill and normal.
Mm.
Hmm. Interesting.
But it seems like we have yeah, I like kind of making the resolution about getting the information out somehow, but not connected to us.
Mhm.
And then
Not
maybe
directly,
misreporting to bias that like, yeah, it was snuff gods. Anyway, we flooded the place, so it's probably not in good shape now. So let's see. If Zeph's custom journey move is a pirate radio station of some sort, then maybe we handle the broadcast next session.
Yeah.
And for now, we can go look at Godfeed or something.
Oh my.
Sure, that'll be fine. No problem. Chill and normal. Is one possibility.
Or I can take you all to where it all started for me at the Strip Mall Theater.
Ooh.
I definitely want to go there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can do that as the journey.
Oh,
It
yeah.
kind of fits if is Hope
It
still
feels like
weirdo Hope.
Yeah.
it
Hope
feels like
Hope is
Sir
all juiced up
Bastion's
still.
probably having some crisis right now. And if we head to Glottage eventually, I'm sure that's where we'll see Ren's Bank. And we
Oh.
could see some of Zeph's stuff too. So our journey scenes could
Considering
hit
I'm
the
Just a
story
journey around
inspired,
this.
I'm inspired-
session that's just
inspired
wandering
and
around
faithful. Seems like a time when I'd be like, I need to go back to where it all started.
Glottage.
I need to take. So just to be clear, like, am I aware? Is Hope like? Do I know what's going on with Hope? I'm like, this is the Watcher in Hope, or
Oh, I
do
mean, she's been imbued with power for sure.
right. But like, it's not. I don't know, like that. This is an entity in Hope or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
like. And by that condition of faithful is meant to be like, I'm now renewed vigor for the Watcher, right?
Kind of, yeah. And probably like taking actions that don't directly serve the Watcher are probably going to be with disadvantage.
No.
Your faith will be rewarded, your lack of faith less so.
Well, while we plot our next move, I need a reset. I need a spiritual reset. I need to go back to where it all started. And I'd like to show Hope, although I don't know if that's Hope anymore. I don't know anyway.
Of
Hope
course,
was.
I'm Hope. Who else would I be?
Oh, I mean, just, at one point you were my apprentice, and now it no longer seems that you are my apprentice. I don't know what you are, but
I no longer need your tutelage.
Wow.
I passed level 6. I can start my own troop now.
Yeah.
Talking more and more about
It's
improv.
Dean. Somebody once told me.
I'm now going to start a competing school.
The way to bring Hope down is to get her to found a theater.
Mhm.
Oh
Oh,
no.
That will
Ruined.
You know what this
Ruined.
strip mall needs?
I'm now obsessed with getting into Hope's Sunday company.
oh.
Do
Probably
we want
never
to
got
do
on a Herald team.
a journey scene to the strip mall theater then?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Just so I can
Absolutely.
at least use that once.
when we leave the hospital, has the hospital been flooded as well? Or
No, it was just that room.
oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And nobody I don't know, pins it on us or tries to talk to us in any way.
No, it seems that I think as you make your way out of the hospital, I think the people are less focused on you. They seem to have an increased vigor in their worship of their own particular ends right now. They seem to be, you probably pass, one of the Snuff Gods guys like actively cutting into someone, more wailing from the bleeding witnesses. I think more people have crowded into the pit of the Scarlet Scrivener and so on. I think as you leave, more people kind of drift into the courtyard to join the chorus. Yeah, and whoever is like doing worship and or whatever stuff they're like, their activity has intensified. So journey scene. Great. This is going to be so hop in the car, everybody. Ooh.
So crowded in this car these days.
And Mort and Hope. And Grover.
Yeah. Cool. So the first place. Oh, why don't you go ahead and read it for us?
So I think there's a pretty big disconnect here, because like the way Sebastian's like sets up is like, man, this was where I got my start. It was where I did my first theater when I started out in community theater. It was a magical place in its golden heyday. And then as we pull up, it's literally just it's a strip mall. And there's like there's one of the offices, where you call it sections of this, like just a teeny tiny little, obviously local community theater. And I'm like, it wasn't like this. It's like there used to be a historic building here that had character. It was 100 years old, and it was incredible. And we had stored all the sets in their own room, and below on the base level was an entire storage facility for costumes and sets. And the second floor, you'd go up these stone steps with stone railings and things, the gargoyles and such, and there was a light booth up there. And because it was a very old building, it was unfortunately not kept up to code and got condemned and torn down, and this was put in its place. But it's still where it all began. I mean, look past the facade of what it looks like now and just feel the historic magic of all the things that took place here over the last 100 years. And then, so yes, obviously it's something here, but you see just a strip mall. But he goes into the theater open for what it's worth, and it's just like any typical strip mall cubicle. I don't know what you call a strip mall office area. But when you walk in, first there's the paint the scene question of what remnants remain from shows past, because weirdly, there's something that every one of you actually recognizes from a show. Even no matter how much you are or not into theater, there's something there you recognize from a show. What is it?
They pipe music through the speakers, and it's gotten stuck on dramatic, like soap opera-y sounding music, and nobody can figure out how to undo it. It's probably occasionally interrupted by announcements about the Watcher.
If you look up at the ceiling, there's like signatures of everyone who's performed there. It's and maybe the interspersed prayer mark.
Nice.
Sorry, could you repeat that prompt?
What remains from the show's past? Strangely, there's something that custodian recognizes.
Hmm. Hmm. The name Sebastian Ward is in one of the names
Ooh.
listed in there. It's like, that's weird. Yeah.
Ooh.
And I think even further to piggyback on it, like Bastion Ward was clearly written at a different time, and Sir was added later by a different pen. And then there's
Zeph, how does that strike you when you see that?
Oh wait, yeah.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
you just made me realize I have the wrong name in my Zoom name here. Forgot.
Oh, yeah. You're a skeleton now.
Yeah.
Always been a skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just gives me like a weird, like, well, that's a coincidence. Like, that can't be like it's like deja vu, I guess. Like, that's wrong. Like, this feels weird. Like, I just have that itch. And like,
Weird that
why
there'd be
would
two Sebastians.
yeah. Like weird that and like, you know, that's your handwriting, right? But no, you know, everyone's handwriting gets weird when they write on the wall. Yeah, no, just that itch.
So the recall a time prompt is recall a time when the arts played an important role in your life. And you may execute your journey moves as you like. And let's see. Let's move from now on. You can return there. Oh yeah, so after you activate it, then you can return and do the special stuff to it. And you have activated it. So journey moves. When you and at least one other custodian share a scene where you discuss your personal history or relationship to a divinity, each clear a condition, then stumble on a clue.
Sebastian's obviously in the nostalgic mood. It's like this is where it all started. My first show at 11. Well, I mean, it wasn't a strip mall then. It was, but still, like it's the same
What was the name of the theater
space.
originally?
The Grand Municipal Theater. But needless to say, like in Sebastian's mind, that's such a meaningful, powerful name. It kind of gets lost on him what a mundane name it actually is. He's like, oh yeah, it's the golden era of the Grand Municipal Theater.
I think Hugh realizes his wander or like this. I think I played this place once.
Well, you have to imagine yourself on the roof because that's where the stage would have
That's
been,
where
the
the
second
stage
floor.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the buttresses were off to the side.
Exactly, yes. And you had to enter through the right side.
Hmm.
So the left
But-
side led into the scene shop where we kept flats and costumes and things.
But it did have the outdoor playing space where, yeah, there was
And
a
the
group
little-
I was with for a year or two. They took me in, kind of got me away from a place that was not happy with me. Um, but they were good people. And I think we just did one of the old standard traveling act shows there. Brought in our carts. Did uh our usual short about the virtues of the Watcher, and then like a 20-minute set about asking people about local things going on and doing scenes about that. And the usual gig for one of these things. But it was good to feel like a group was taking care of me.
Theater family, the best family.
I don't really feel like that about Biased. No
No,
offense.
I mean, aside from present company.
Right,
excluded.
right. But
Right, yeah, everyone, yeah.
The
Gordon's like,
only,
yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
only
And
other
Hope
bi-
is like, yes, I am family. Like,
I will
Not
take care
you,
of all of
Grover.
you. Not so fast,
like
Grover.
Grover, no. Mort, yes. This is
No hugging, Grover.
That's reminds me of a scene from More in the Shadows. Like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, fuck you.
The question was a time the arts were important to you?
Yes.
Recall a time.
Let me see, tab there. If you click on my picture in the sheet, it'll take you right to it.
Oh, right, yeah. That's so cool. All of the other people.
Oh, I know for Ren. One time there were some Trawlerman devotees who graffitied one of the outside alley walls of the first Solomon Bank. And Ren was sent out to clean it up. But Ren was just like so in awe of it, its beauty and its intricacy. It looked like something that came from the heart, something that came from the earth, not something that came from man's greed. And they ended up not really painting over it, but incorporating it into a mural, a design, and that started them on their own graffiti journey. So they expanded, they kept the prayer mark there, but it like turned it into like, oh, instead I did a mural for Solomon Bank wall that looks like just like a inoffensive downtown mural celebrating
Diversity.
diversity of our people, the wealth that we have in our families. Yeah, but that was like Ren being really touched by something that actually came from an authentic place.
I think Zeph, I've talked before about Zeph playing piano as a thing that was taught to him by his mom and something he took solace in. And I think one particular time after his parents passed away, he was playing one of their piano. He was playing his mom's piano that he had taken to his apartment, and you know, just all the lights sort of dimmed into a very like calming, comforting atmosphere, as if the Saint Electric was telling me that I don't know, that she felt that also, that I wasn't alone in that feeling.
I think everyone can clear condition, right? And stumble upon a clue. I guess it would have to be for Godfeed. I mean, you could get another clue for the witness if you want to, but
No longer under investigation, I guess.
longer under investigation.
Maybe we find something at the concession stand that relates to Godfeed.
Oh no.
Is it open?
It's not. It's like, I mean, there's like somebody probably there in the office doing admin stuff, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's the daytime. It's not like getting ready for a show or anything.
Do you recognize the person working there?
I don't think I do actually, because it's I think there's not really hardly anyone left from my days there.
Yeah. I think they like stick their head out from the office. They're like, "Oh, sorry, show's not until later tonight. You can buy tickets at the door."
Oh no, I was just showing my friends my grand roots when I started theater at the young age of 11, when this was the Grand Municipal Theater.
Uh-huh.
So we're fine, thank you. Can we buy concessions? Is that anything? Is that open during the day, or is that just doing shows?
I'm just doing, I mean, if you really need something to eat, I guess I could. What are you looking for?
The God.
I've got to get these flyers printed out. The printer's all fucked up again.
I mean, I always just really loved the cheap but unique popcorn we had here.
Yeah, I mean, the popcorn machine's not on yet. If you
Uh,
really want me to, I guess I could.
Oh, it would mean so much to me. The scent and the taste bring back. It's like time traveling. I'll make it worth your while. Somehow. I'll perform a monologue for you.
Oh, please don't. You get open mic is on Thursday, so if you want to
No.
come back then, we could do.
Oh no,
I mean-
please. I'm a professional. I've been doing this my whole life.
Oh, really? You don't look
Yeah.
that old.
Sebastian Skeleton. Probably heard of me. Or my brother. But
Your brother.
Brother Skeleton.
No.
Oh, well. That's comforting. I
Is he in
suppose.
level 3?
They're just interning to get classes.
I mean, I'm happy to make the popcorn myself if you.
No, I can't let you. I
No,
can't let you do that. Sorry.
health code.
Yeah. You just take us
Regulations.
to the lobby. It's not. I know sometimes it's on the fritz too. It takes a while to heat up. Fucking.
Hmm.
At least we got our power back on.
Oh, did you have power problems?
We had to do candlelight shows for a month. Just, I don't know if you know, there's not a lot of money in theater, and the landlord's not really forgiving after missing so many times.
Hmm.
Now I'll see if I can get it started up though. You don't know how to work a printer, do you?
Zeph, you know how to work a printer?
Yeah, I'll take a look, I guess.
Hmm.
This
I
is
mean,
my friend
just-
Zeph. He's like a brother to me. He's very good with electricity.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. I think you can fix it up.
I was gonna argue that, like, printers should be like with disadvantage, but
Because
Always.
it's a printer.
be like,
What the
You
fuck
know,
is PC load letter?
can't find printer. It's right there. I don't
Right
understand
here.
what the role
Look,
is.
look.
Not
Why
out
would
of
you not
paper.
just-
There's a whole ream of paper in there.
Just buy a normal brother printer. What kind of?
Did you want to do a God feed clue for that?
The printer immediately starts printing clues.
Ooh.
Oh, like the
Your-
weird
Your next
messages
mission.
from aliens.
Wait, what?
Does everyone's printer do that?
Yeah, who wants to give the clue?
So this is we're looking for something. Oh, something for the
God
God
feed.
God feed.
What if
Oh, we
Yeah, when-
determined what the cue.
when he does get the printer working? I like where y'all are going with that. It does it reprints. Usually like a reprint's last thing it printed because it thinks, oh, that probably got messed up. Let me reprint that job, and it's an invoice from the concessions company. It doesn't directly
Sure.
reference anything like God feed, but it's like it's. I don't know if y'all help me out with that. I'm leading somewhere like it's a clue somehow leads us to, like, doesn't directly say like, oh, there's God feed, but maybe something to indicate, maybe I'm going for something that makes us maybe suspect that God feed might have been an ingredient or unknowingly put in with the order or something.
Oh, yeah.
Not like the theater order a God feed, but it's like, wait a minute.
Or maybe it's like, what is it? A product recall? We've discovered that, Happy Times Jolly Trail Mix contains unsanctioned materials. Please destroy
Maybe.
all inventory and
There we go.
consult local health authorities about.
Did we both lose our internet?
I think so. I think it had dropped for a minute.
Please destroy all inventory of Jolly Crunch Bites and and call this number with the names of anyone who has eaten significant amounts of it.
Great, I love it. Or you want to type that in?
Yeah, I'll come up with something.
Cool. Yeah, help yourself. Those are actually expired. So
You immediately drawn to it.
cool. Anything else you want to do here? Are we off to where we were going?
Yeah, I guess it's deciding where we want to go next.
Yeah, is there some, well, let's see, we were going into the city tentatively. But all the God feed stuff, if we were to go out there, is quote unquote out in the sticks.
Yeah.
So. But it's like, it would be nice to be in Glotich so that when Zeph unlocks Zest journey move, we can hop on.
Mm, we could. Does anybody have Undermine the Bureau? Just out of curiosity? They don't, do we?
Not this week.
I did, and I did it already.
Oh, well.
Bam.
But I
'Cause I
could
was
do it
thinking-
again if we want.
We could go back to the market to try to resolve this Battle Saint needing reinitiation and use my paper angel to summon Carl or to find Carl or get Carl to come there.
Who has your pocket now? Is it
It's-
unknown?
Isn't it still with the guy she pawned it with or whatever?
Last you saw, but
I
that
mean,
was a
last,
while ago.
That's true. Last I know, anyway.
That was some time ago.
Yeah, so who knows where my fucking locket is now? I still miss that locket. Guess I could use the paper angel for that too.
Use the paper angel to get whoever currently has the
Actually,
locket to come and
that's
join
even
us.
better. I like that idea better. Whereas we're discussing where to go, I think I'm like, you know who could tell us where to go? It's my little paper angel. Perhaps my little paper angel could help me find my fucking locket.
Oh no.
And I blow on it and throw it in the air or whatever I do with the paper angel.
So set it free and it will track down a known side character.
Oh, no, side character.
Yeah,
That's what it
to call
was.
on them for aid.
I think that's why I was thinking of Carl.
I mean, do you want to summon Carl?
Well, I wanted to summon Carl at the market, considering I know it's not going to go well, but my idea was somehow.
I could use as it is written to ensure that the locket belongs to a known side character.
And
then we could
so Carl
summon
has
it.
it if you want.
Well, I was gonna say we could combine those two because I did at one point task Carl with trying to get the locket back for me,
That is true. That is
and
true.
so maybe you could make that true, and then I
Yeah.
could be summon Carl and be like, "Good, he's got my locket."
Great. You want to do that?
I will mark my last ink to make that happen. We might need to go to a cave to give me more ink.
Yeah, that's fine. It's mushrooms, right? Yeah, cave fungi.
Cave fungi, yeah.
I think that's doable. I think that's definitely doable. Great. So it is written that Carl currently has the locket.
Yes. I'm sure
Fantastic.
it will be great and have no consequences.
Yeah. Sebastian, are you summoning Carl with the paper angel?
Did you want to summon him to the
Oh, yeah, I was
floating
thinking,
market?
yeah, even though that might not make a difference, but that's my gut instinct since I'm hoping to somehow finagle him in the battle angel in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, maybe we should journey to the market first.
Cool. I think we cut to you all pulling up to where the market was.
Two.
Um,
Oh, no.
it is no longer there.
Son of a bitch.
No.
The battle saint, however, is standing idle and inactive, it seems, at the place where it was standing the last time you saw it. But it seems to have been abandoned.
Mhm. Well, we can summon Carl here.
Sure you can, yeah.
I'm sure it'll all be fine. All right, Angel, bring Carl to us.
Yay.
It will take a while, so you can camp out here. Yeah, I think he does not come until the next day. What do you do to like pass the time over the evening?
Flute solo. Jazz flute. Hour upon hour.
Anybody need to do a monologue or be vulnerable?
Open mic night.
It's a good time for
Yeah.
So you know
monologues
people
or
will think
being
about
vulnerable.
bias.
Yeah, you want to do a monologue for open mic night?
Oh no.
What's the deal with the gods?
I mean, if we're like we know that
Oh no.
We know that like this is happening. We're just like, well, like he'll come here. We'll just have to wait here till he gets here.
I mean,
Sort of
he'll probably
thing.
come to wherever you are.
Yeah. I think Zeph will try to get Sebastian at some point when he's alone.
Yeah.
Just be like,
Mm.
hey, no, we're not that close. That would be like, look, I know that we're not friends. And Sebastian's like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah, well,
I thought we were
I
friends.
mean, I've said on multiple occasions that we were all like family, but okay, sure. We each have our own perspective.
I mean, yeah. Uh, um, yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Do you ever feel like, I mean, this place looks familiar, and I don't think I've ever been here. I don't think I ever had any reason to come to this theater, right? And yet, like, it seems familiar.
You
And
all
like,
you all are camping out at the old market.
Oh.
So you're
Sorry,
referring
yes.
to the theater
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you were at.
the theater, yes, sorry.
That we were at. Yes.
The theater we were at, like, that seemed familiar. I don't know. Do you feel like you've lost something in the last few months? Or however long we've been on the road? Or even longer than that?
My mind is so full creativity and constantly creating stories that sometimes I'm not sure that I remember what's real and what's something I just created in my mind in one of my flights of fancy. And so I have that feeling a lot. I have very vivid dreams as well. And yeah, sometimes I have a hard time discerning what's reality, what's an actual memory, or what's a story I thought up at lunch today.
Right. See, that's not a problem I have. Except now I kind of have it. And it seems to get worse when it's at like things having to do with you. Right? So like your theater, your relationship with your dad. You talk in your sleep about that, like while I'm driving. Like these things. I don't know if it's you talking them into the world that's making them real for me. In which case, stop. Or what? But I don't feel like I can keep my reality straight with you around. I don't know how to quit. No. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's alarming. And if you are doing it, even unconsciously, I'd like you to work on not doing it. And like
I'm
not talk. Yeah.
not aware. I mean, if I'm doing it unconsciously, I wouldn't know, but I think it's more likely that one of the things I've learned in all my travels through life is that one of the reasons I think art resonates with everyone so much is because even the most outrageous, unbelievable stories usually do not compare to truths we come across in reality. And maybe there's a reason you and I were brought together. Not even you, maybe there's a reason this group was brought together. Maybe we all have connections of some kind that we don't know about. I can tell you that I have not knowingly done anything, and I don't know how to stop doing something if I'm unknowingly doing it. But I would say that really the most interesting answers probably lie in pursuing that path and not avoiding it. The path you want to avoid is most likely the one you should be going down.
Ah, fuck. Yes. Steph. Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. I don't like it, but it makes a lot of sense. Do you think Hugh could maybe be doing this then? I don't know. I guess
Well,
I
he
could talk
does
to
have
him.
great power with his writing.
I wonder. Yeah.
And who knows what he writes in private? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Like maybe Ren. Probably not Ren. I don't know if Ren notices us most of the time.
I think
Uh,
unless what you're feeling has to do with someone who's dead, Rin is probably not involved.
right. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Maybe. Okay.
If
God.
it involves a dead person, who knows? Rin has a strange aura and effects when it concerns the dead.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Ren, can we get one of your flashbacks, your narrations?
I'm wondering, can I do them next time? I'm
Yeah.
like really tired.
100%.
I think I need to sign off soon.
Yeah.
I have an idea about the illicit god, and I think it will be Trawler Man,
Mhm. Right.
based on flooding and the stuff. But I need my
Um,
brain cells
well,
next time.
It's a good time for this then. So where are you two talking? Off away from the others.
Maybe, I don't know, I was thinking maybe we got in the car first before the others got in. Maybe
Great.
it's just us two in the car, kind of waiting for everyone to regroup and decide where we're going or whatever.
Great. The car didn't get messed up at Welcome's Vigil, did it?
I can't remember. We've had so many messed up cars in
Yeah.
different ways and shapes. I don't remember where this one stands.
Yeah.
Didn't we get,
I think you got it fixed up though, right?
I was gonna say, I thought we got like a special car at some point. We're like, oh, we could take one of these cars or something at some point. I don't remember what it was though.
Maybe, yeah. Regardless, you're in the car. If only there was a glass of water on the dashboard. And you hear something coming in the tree line.
Oh, but I mean, I just remember it was when I disappeared all the cops and we were mentioned like, oh, we could take one of the
Well, it's a cop car.
cars or whatever.
You're driving a cop car around. Great. Blues Brothers. Driving.
No, I don't remember if we did or not. But I know we discussed the
Yeah,
possibility.
makes sense. And you hear something like big crashing towards you through the tree line.
Uh-oh, that's usually never good.
Before it shows up, what do you do?
Everyone, perhaps we should regroup in the car. This is usually not good. It's usually an angel or battle saint or something we don't want to be around with.
Yeah, it's getting louder and closer.
Yeah, Hugh gathers into the car.
Gordon's there with you.
Gordon might not have left the car.
Ren, you joining them?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, everyone piles into the car. I think fun of the car is pointed at the tree line, so you can see with the flashlight or the flashlights. Well, the flashlights on the front of a car, headlights.
Flashlights.
They're just really big flashlights.
Yeah, just really big flashlights. Whatever it is comes out of the forest near kind of like near where that shack was, right? Where you kind of crashed once. It is big, and you've seen it before. It's the saint that kind of dashed across the road at one time. It is probably 12 feet tall. It's got lots of different body parts, all Frankenstein all over it. It's unclear whether they were intentionally put there or if they grew out, but they're definitely not all from the same person. Its sort of head and body is festooned with like random items. Like there's a there's some sort of like a kitchen knife. There's like a bicycle wheel sticking out of this part, like old like metals or something embedded in the forehead. You see a weapon embedded in its thigh, some sort of club or something, and around its neck is the locket.
Whoa.
My locket, my locket.
And Carl starts stomping towards the car.
Our old friend Carl.
It's
Right?
Carl.
Um,
A little different.
and I think like even though the headlights are shining in his eyes, there is a moment where he like makes direct eye contact with Sebastian, and then charges.
Uh-oh.
And I think that's where we'll end it.
I'm sure that'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
That's a nice quantum leap. Oh boy.
Great, and that'll be that then. Let's do end of session questions, starting with Ren.
Yeah, I undermined orders and did my other one. What was it? Connect with the local community. Yes. A little bit too much.
Right. Oh yeah. The drifters. Yep, that
And
makes sense.
I don't think I made contact with a god.
Not this time, no.
And did we solve a thing? I don't think we did it.
We didn't
You answered a
complete.
question.
We did the question, not the assignment. That's it. 2 for me.
Cool. Zeph,
2. I was vulnerable and I monologued.
you sure did. Sebastian,
I definitely struggled with my faith and delivered a monologue. Did I engage with a god angel of divine manifestation?
sure did.
I thought I did, but I wasn't exactly sure what that was.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. And Hugh.
Delivered a monologue and was vulnerable. So I get 1 faith move.
Woo.
Last faith
Working
move.
on those faith moves.
Great. And let's do stars and wishes, starting with Peter.
Just a second. I'll give myself automatic rating as a faith move.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see. Stars for everybody. I love our willingness to go on these, like, take the freewheeling and freewheeling discussion very seriously, and like it's always nice to have these moments of what sounds cool to us is what we go after. A star for Mark for making possessed Hope the scariest person in the group. A star for Heath for giving us the strip mall to explore. That was really fun. I liked getting a chance to take Hugh back into the traveling band of players days for a moment. Yeah, and it's a star for Nick as well. Ren is such a sharp character that when all of us are thrown into a dramatic situation, it's always a delightful contrast to see how Ren is dealing with it. You know, like, oh, okay, gonna go down into the dirt and commune with the dead. Yeah, let's see. Wishes. I still want to see what the institution has in store for us.
Oh, you will.
I want a star for Ben for exploring the brother conspiracy. That was I really like that seed. Yeah, wishes. I do wonder about going to that cave to get the obscure fungus. That might be a nice little wander off before handling the big bad at the end. Other wishes. Yeah, I want to see what happens with Zeph and Sir. I want to see what happens with Hope. I'm keen to see how we end up. Like, I want to see Zeph's journey move and how we end up resolving the clinic thing. And yeah, looking forward to diving into the Godlights
Cool.
conspiracy at the end. I think that's it for me.
Sweet. Heath.
Yeah, fun all around as usual. Stars for y'all for coming up. I liked. I knew I liked that idea that Peter come with of like bias behind it all. But then like we got into the weeds of it. I was just like, I don't fucking know. And then Shale did a good job of sussing it out and piecing it together and making it work. And yeah, I started. I liked. I loved that moment of don't. Yeah, I love Zeph's exploring the ephemeral brother connection, especially that moment of the name on the ceiling. It was especially funny to me because like I'd forgotten that wasn't my name anymore.
Mhm.
So he was like, "Oh, I see his name on the ceiling." I was like, "Okay, that's cool." I was like, "Oh, wait, oh, now I see what you're getting at." Uh, and I like the whole teaming up where Peter wrote it into existence, and then I someone isn't that it's fun we kind of piggyback on operations like that, and then yeah, stars for and always just being. Yeah, I love that. Like we're all having a discussion. Rin's gonna wander off and make everything a problem, which is fun. And then Mark for just always like helping guide us or like take morsels of get an idea and help like, okay, yeah, that's how we can make it an actual thing. Here's kind of what I'm thinking. Help me refine that into a cohesive thought. So yeah, it's just good team effort all around. Fun.
Any wishes?
Any wishes? Kind of, but I don't know if this really counts as a wish because it's fun from a story perspective. So it's not that I necessarily want it to do, but like it's kind of like I don't like New Hope. She's kind of mean. She's supposed to be my follower. Now she's like got an attitude.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see where that goes, to see where this Carl thing goes. I guess I do have one wish there is like I am hoping I find not just me, we find some way to like meld the Carl situation and the refueling the Battle Saint situation and making those into one. And
Mm.
because it was just, to me, it would be a very cool, satisfying ending if Carl somehow became the Battle Saint or fueled or something. I don't even know. I don't know where, but I hope there's a way to make that all congeal together. But if not, either way, it's still fun to see him. Fun to finally see my locket after all this time that I've been pursuing since I think the first episode of the show when I lost it. Like I want my damn locket back. I think that's it.
Cool. Ben.
Yeah, stars for everyone, and their characters. I want to say star for Nick, for Ren just taking wandering off to a whole new level, sinking into the ground. Um, uh, and I also like the flooding as just like just us making things
That
more
may as well
difficult.
happen, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, um, but very in character also. Um, I really liked the strip ball journey scene that Heath led us to and through. Um, and I was gonna say thanks, Mark, for. I was thinking about this actually before, like, oh, I guess when the Watcher rewrote the world to make us not brothers, like this graffiti should have also been changed, but maybe it was off the beaten path, or
Mm.
I don't know. But yes, star for Peter for rushing through dinner. But no. Jokes aside, but I really enjoyed just batting around the clues and hearing his ideas about how we can make the clues fit our theory,
Yeah,
as
instead of
all
the other way around.
as all good detectives do. Yes, just really taking me back to my time in academia. But yeah, yeah, and Mark for getting us to some semi-resolution and throwing us into the next thing. It's a very nice, good pacing. Yeah.
Cool.
Um,
Wishes?
Wishes. Not really. No, I mean, I wish to destroy the hospital. I don't know why. I really hate that place. Uh, um, like in real life, I love hospitals, so I don't know why. But maybe it is just it being such a perversion. Um, Unlike everything else here, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, it's a corporation that eats you. I'm like, well, yes, of course. Like, um, yeah, no, I can't think of anything right now.
Cool. And Nick.
Yeah, there's something about the hospital that makes it like intolerable compared to some of the other things.
There literally is. So it's
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, thank you all. Big stars for everyone. Thanks, Mark, for guiding us through. I really appreciate being with a group where I could be like, all right, I'm gonna sink it to the ground, abandon the group, and then probably make it all really bad for a little while and be like, but it's what Red is doing. It makes sense story-wise, and that y'all are like, yeah, this makes sense. As I'm starting to play with like new groups, I'm like, oh, is this okay to do? I just really appreciate that with this group. I was like, no, this is what Ren does. Really loved the Ben following up on the conspiracy as well. Really appreciated y'all having the debate about the clues. I just was like, I don't know. And then was like, once you started like drawing the lines, I was like, yeah, definitely, of course. um yeah, big stars for that journey scene. I loved getting to see Sebastian's a little bit of the past, and then that just very realistic theater worker who doesn't know us anymore because I just stopped performing improv.
Yeah.
I mean theater, whatever that theater place was. Yeah, and I think I hit a wall in terms of my brain because I tend to go to bed at 9, so I think my wish is maybe to play maybe an hour earlier, and a wish to fucking burn that hospital down.
Burn it down. Cool.
Write that down, Mark. Write it down.
Written. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I love slash hate that it's biased funding the thing. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but we're gonna see. Yeah, I love it. It's great. Yeah, that Carl the Saint has been sitting on the journey move for a long time. Like finally, okay, here we go. It's like it's the logical progression of the escaped test subject journey scene. So yeah, and then you just call him, so I didn't have to wrangle him in there. So that was great. Yeah, love using that painting and just fucking up the courtyard. That's super good. New Hope is fun. I don't know where she's going, but we'll see again. And yeah, I'm curious to see Godflesh or the Godflesh. I forget what it's called. The new one. It's gonna be a good time. Anything else?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Zeph said about how like, oh, I guess really the signature should change or whatever. It's like, no, I love that the signature didn't change.
Mhm.
Like to me, that alone introduces 1,000 creative possibilities as to like why that is. And like,
Yeah.
oh, is it because the effects I have a radius, or is it because there's something special about that place, or is it's like to me that's a cool detail that itself suggests 1,000 possibilities as to why that signature didn't change.
Oh man, or maybe like on some level, Sebastian didn't want to change anything about the place he
Yeah.
started out.
Awesome. Anything else?
Oh yeah, just thinking that it's like such a special place that he didn't. Oh.
Little
Like he didn't actually want that one to change.
fixed point.
Well, and also like just for behind the scenes, just to give me less or more or less credibility, whichever it is. It's like that's all based on reality. Like the community theater I grew up in Bryan College Station, it's called Stage Center, and it was the municipal golf court building. And it was a historic 100-year-old building, and it was like this fucking magical place that I grew up doing theater that did get condemned and torn down, and we did then move to a strip mall. So a lot of the details were absolutely plucked from real life.
Yeah.
Sounds right. Cool. Anything else? All right. Goodbye, the internet.
Merry